This is for the Linus Tech tip form. It's for PITS 5000. I'm gonna teach you how to overclock a 775 socketed motherboard. What's I have here at the moment a Q6600 with a Asus P5B Deluxe, and that's a GX2 295, I think. And this is the memory we're gonna use. It's DDR2 Corsair, of course, and it's, maybe if it will focus, it's 800 megahertz. So keep this in our mind when we go into the BIOS. So go to jumper free configuration. So I already overclocked this one, so I'm gonna put it everything on, let's say, standard, and then let's redo it. It's rebooting. Let's hope it works, because this motherboard has a problem with hot reboot sometimes, but it's working, no problem. Okay. Let me see. Go to advanced, jumper free configuration. So you have here the option of DRAM speed, frequency. So I could choose from all these types. Now, if you had really good memory, you would have had 1067 memory, so that would be really high-end memory, or even 890 megahertz memory. But most people had 800 megahertz memory, so you can increase it like 10%, and then you have a good memory overclock. So if your memory runs at 880, it's probably the max that memory will be handling stable. So now we go to manual, completely manual. So keep in mind, this processor has a base clock of 266. If we're increasing it, it will automatically increase the DRAM with it. This is called a divider, so I can go back to another memory dividing, and you'll see you have to be safe in the beginning. You can always try to choose the one that's closest to 800 megahertz. So if we say, let's say you overclock 285, then your 800 megahertz memory becomes 855 megahertz. Most memory can handle this little overclock, some memory can't. What do you have to do when you can't boot from this 855 megahertz with DDR 800 memory? You go a step back, so you're underclocking your memory. Keep in mind, now your memory is significantly slower than it was before. So if you should overclock more than this, because the gain from clock speed from CPU is not enough to justify your loss with memory frequency. So let's keep it on this. Let's say we're stable at this speed. We go higher, 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 and suddenly we hit our maximum clock speed of our memory. What do we do then? We go to the divider and we just choose 725. The lower, this is a lower divider, so, or a high divider. So now it's pretty close to 800 megahertz, but not really that much anymore. But now it's the gain covers the losses in memory speed, so it's all right. Now PCI frequency, best is to leave it on auto, then it will automatically try to keep it as close as possible. You can search which are the defaults. I think it's 133. I'm not so sure about that anymore. You also should need to search what the default voltages are of your CPU, because you can really do some damage if you go too high. So let's say we boot from 290. It's most definitely going to boot because I had it on 300 before, I guess. So let's wait. There it is. Let's quickly go into, oh, that's not good. Oh, it's good. So if we, I'm gonna take calculator quickly. Let's calculate this for a minute. So we have default clock speed is 2.4 gigahertz in this processor. Now we have 290 times 9 is 2.61 gigahertz. So that's our overclock now, but it can go much higher. Let's try 300. So we should have 2.8, 2.7 gigahertz, and our clock speed, memory clock speed is also going up. So that's good. Let's go to, quickly I'm gonna check because I don't remember this anymore. And this takes a little while. I hope I can read my V-core voltage from the BIOS. It would be awesome. This always takes a while. It will cost some time to do it. Come on. Yes, there we are. V-core voltage is 1.3, I guess. There's some V-droop on it. What does that mean, V-droop? V-droop is actually when you're you can compare it to if you have a light in your house on, and when you turn on your washing machine it goes dim for a second. Well, that's the same. It's just because there's a huge load on the CPU, and the voltage can drop a bit because the amps go up as well. Let's go. I'm gonna set it to 1.35. It's a bit high. This is definitely too high. Let's do it quicker. 1.35. If you really want the best overclocking, you should turn off speed step and all power saving features. So let's go higher. 310. And let's F10 and yes, okay. Let's quickly press stop. Still rebooting. Okay, it's booted up. Keep meshing tab. Oh damn, I didn't saw it. It's bad, too bad. So now it's 310. Let me calculate quickly. It's 2.8 gigahertz now. So if we can, maybe we can equalize our memory speed. What the hell? This is an old chip. I don't care anymore. Let's give it some volts. It will definitely boot up now. And let's hope. Oh, yes. So let's go overclock it again. We're gonna try to and if you take a look here, your this was on stock speed on 800 megahertz. So if you left this divider on the third option, your memory would be overclocked by 150 megahertz. Most certainly wouldn't boot. So you need to take the divider to a lower memory speed. So now we're almost at our stock memory speed with a nice overclock. Let's go even higher. Let's try to make 800 megahertz. I'm gonna give it a little more bit volt. It's probably too much, but I don't worry about it. Just wanted to boot. To boot, yeah. Okay, so now I have a 300 FSB overclock. 300 times 9 equals to 2.7 gigahertz, or it was 310, I guess. 320. Ooh. 310. So we are now clocked at 2.88 gigahertz. We can go even higher. Watch out, now we're going again. Now we're overclocking the memory again, so but I'm still within safe range, so no problem there. Let's do it again. Of course, the optimal way. Now my system is completely turned off. Okay. Let's see. I didn't see it. Let's restart. You do the three finger salute. Mashing on the del key. Come on. So this is probably the hot boot bug. So I need to turn off the power supply on and off. Come on, brother. Okay, now it's running. Should be. Yes. Let's go again in jumper free configuration. 325, still booting up. Let's try 1.4 volts. It's a bit much. Still overclocking the memory. Like, if you now hit your memory wall again, you can choose one more lower, but it's a lot lower, so try not to take this one. It's a lot lower, so you really have to go up in the FSB. This is where good memory comes to play, because every time you go down, it goes a lot down, if you can see. So let's try 333. Let's try to put this. So, I think we've hit our limit. Could I give more voltages? Probably. But is it good for the CPU? No. Well, it's not too hot, so... But this, I might hit a motherboard chipset limit or a CPU limit. I don't know. I don't remember anymore how hard I can overclock this one. Or maybe even power supply, but it's a Corsair unit, but that graphics card is huge, so maybe... I'm guessing we're at the limit of our chipset or CPU, either of those two. Now you can retry this. You have to just turn it off and you have to go and search for a little jumper. The jumper is there. No, it's not. It's not that one. Wait a second. I need to search it. Let's do this in one shot. There it is. So you need to build that jumper. Oh shit. Just leave it there for a few seconds. And reposition it. So with this platform requires a lot of trial and error. Also, it has lost all my previous overclocking, so let's turn on the power. Let's plug in my video display. Let's take our hot wiring accessory and let's start it up. Now it's running. So it's kind of difficult to damage a CPU. It only really voltage hurts the CPU, not the overclocking by itself, more the voltage. So now it's back on the default stock speeds. So this motherboard already had some overclocking resetting, so it knows I was overclocking and it didn't reset everything. So my date and my time and my other things should be still right. So I hope you have the courage to do it. Just make sure you don't overvolt your CPU. That's the most important thing. You probably can get away with a light overclock like this without adjusting the DRAM frequency. So like I can do 290. Oh, that's a bit high, maybe 285. That should do it. So now I am overclocking my CPU and my memory, but it's only a little bit. So let's try it again. System turns off, turns on. It's not always a good sign. Sometimes it does it. Let's see. So I think I didn't hit my CPU limit and I didn't hit my RAM limit yet. So you could try to find your RAM limit. That's an output error. And you can try to find your CPU limits. I hope you have fun. Bye bye.